I am currently on my summer holiday, and following everything that's happened so far this outdoor season, I decided to take a full 2 weeks of rest and recovery. Welcome to episode 14 of Breaking 11. If you're new here, my name's Harvey. I'm a UK-based sprinter and I'm aiming to break 11 seconds in the 100-metre sprint this summer in 2025. Coming off the back of a very successful indoor season where I got a new PB of 7.12 in the 60-metre sprint, and I also made my first county championship final since 2022. I'm looking to take this new speed into outdoors and break the 11-second barrier in the 100-metre sprint. So far this outdoors, it's been a bit of an up and down sort of season. I came off the back of the indoor season with a little bit of right hamstring tendonitis, and I took a couple of weeks off after the indoor season, but this didn't really solve it. It did help a lot, and I've massively been reducing my volume throughout the indoor season. I haven't really done the long speed endurance sessions that I've wanted to do for a 200 meters, which I'm still yet to do this season. My times have been relatively quick. I have maintained the speed that I had from the indoors. I opened my season with an 11.22 in the county champs. I then got an 11.3 second hand timed 100 meters in the Southern Athletics League match with a massive shutdown from about 80 meters. So I had a lot of confidence. Following this, I took a bit of time to sort of go back into some tempo running, do a bit more physio rehab and try and get it sorted. And then in my next race, it kind of was sorted, much better than it's been, but we had a massive headwind in the 100 and ran 11.96, my slowest time ever. And with this summer holiday coming up, I had one of two choices. I could either carry on with the training, use it as sort of a warm weather training and try and maintain some kind of form until the end of the season. But to be honest, I think this would have just been more of the same. I probably would have run maybe some more 11.2s, 11.3s, maybe an 11.1, but I don't think I would have really broken into that 11-second barrier. So I've taken the decision to take a couple of weeks of full rest and recovery. Last episode, I actually did a 5K time trial. So if you're interested in seeing that, the link will be in the description. I haven't actually sprinted since that last Southern Athletics League match where I ran 11.96 into a minus 4.1 headwind, and my hamstring is feeling absolutely fantastic at the moment. There's no pain whatsoever. My thinking was to fully rest it for a couple of weeks and then spend the rest of July easing myself back in slowly with some grass running, some gym work, and then eventually get back to full sprinting in August so I can hopefully get some fast races in at the end of August and really challenge that 11-second barrier. For these last couple of weeks though, it's been very chilled out, very relaxed. Haven't had to set an alarm, lots of lounging around the pool, sunbathing, and just doing very light activities such as swimming, keepy uppies with like a volleyball, some bat and ball. The villa's got a table tennis table and a pool table, so we've been playing lots of that. And also just chilling out, eating some good food, playing some video games, watching some TV and relaxing. So this video is going to be sort of a different style to my regular training week videos, but hopefully you find it enjoyable, and let's have a look at what I've been getting up to these past couple of weeks. So that was it. Not a great deal to show, not a great deal of recording. I think the main part of the, I guess, training, you could say, was the 1,000 lengths in the swimming pool. And then everything else is just kind of, general holiday messing around, staying active and having fun. We also do have sort of a family tradition of playing keepy uppies with the volleyball when we go on holiday. And we always go for a high score. And we actually got a new high score this holiday of 1,151. The previous high score was back from 2022 where we got, I think it was 1,121, and they're the only 2 times we've ever got over 1,000. So a little bit of competitiveness still crept into my rest and recovery time, as well as getting the 1,000 lengths in the pool. None of it was too weight bearing. My joints, my tendons, my muscles, my nerves, everything's just been given a full kind of reset. Obviously I've not had to work. I've taken a bit of time off the editing and making the YouTube videos. Physically, I've had a massive rest with no sprinting, no gym, no stretching, no physio exercises, just full rest and relaxation. I think this sets me up really well now for the rest of the season, having no pain in my right hamstring whatsoever. When I return to the UK, it will be much more of a build-up, almost, not quite to the same extent, but almost like I've just had the end of season break and I'm building back up into training. I will start on grass, I will start slower, build the speed up, build up onto a track, build the gym up, get the physio and rehab done for my hamstring. I'm really hoping to get some quick races in at the end of August. That's the target. This season so far has been not too eventful in the outdoors. I've done 2 athletics league matches and the county champs. I ran the heats. So I've only done a total of 3 100 meters so far. One was hand timed, one was into a massive headwind. So the one that I've had that was with a decent tailwind, decent conditions, with electronic timing, I ran 11:22, which is faster than I ran last year. It's just over a tenth off the PB, win legal PB. 0.2 off going under 11 seconds. So I think it's definitely in the legs. I've just got to manage the injury, make sure that I'm prepared, and hopefully get a good couple of opportunities before the end of the season. I do have lots going on this summer and spring build up, just in my personal life, both good and bad. I won't go into the details of those, but lots of little trips away, lots of big events, and these things do affect your ability to train and recover and really push yourself, which is what a sport like sprinting requires. So I think I'm looking back on this season at sort of the midway point, and I'm not too disappointed with what I've done. I've managed to beat the time that I got last year. We've had some setbacks with injuries, things going on outside of sprinting, and just a little bit of unluckiness with conditions, electronic timing and headwinds and things like that. But I think that this kind of 2-week rest and recovery holiday is hopefully going to be the turning point in the season. I really want to get another season's best. I want to be smashing on the door of that PB. Give myself a chance of getting that sub 11, and it will probably only go into August. I think I'll be shutting my season down at the end of August and really knuckle down and start preparing for next year. We will have at least one more Southern Athletics League match, which will be the last one of the season. I've actually missed one being away on holiday at the moment. I'm probably looking to do at least one open, having only done the county champs and Southern Athletics League matches this year. Usually I'm off at Lee Valley, Stratford, all the fast meets that are around London and the southeast. So we'll look to get at least one of those in and see what the schedule says. But that's it. Not much to say in this episode. We'll be back at training when I get back to the UK. I think it's been good to have a bit of time to reflect, relax, unwind, and really set out what I want to do for the rest of the outdoor season. Thank you for watching. A little bit of a different one this time. Hope you found it enjoyable. Hope you found it useful. The journey to breaking 11 seconds, 7 seconds, whatever it may be, improving your time in a sport as on the edge of sprinting. It's never going to be smooth sailing. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be times where you surprise yourself. So it's all part of it, and we will get that sub 11. That's my main goal with sprinting in general, is to get that sub 11. A sub 7 in the 60 in the indoors would be fantastic as well, but breaking 11 really is my main goal. Catch you in the next one.